Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to be streaming Archon today for the Keyforge Team League with Aurore and Lainusu playing in this one. It's best of three, and we got a couple of famous and spicy decks here that we have in store for us. This should be a really great match. Aurore, as you might guess if you know Aurore at all, playing Natural Philosopher Bazi Biz Toth. Coda deck, fantastic. It speaks for itself. I think everyone knows what this one is. But just to kind of go over it again, in case you're not familiar, it's a library access deck. It's got two miasmas in the shadows. Really likes to build up a beefy Sanctum board, reap out there with as the main house. It's got the Sigil of Brotherhood as well to use all those knights off house. Can really go wild with the library access time traveler. Very underrated deck by Saz. Very strong deck. Aurore's played this more than any deck that she has. Definitely a great player with it, not to be underestimated by any means. So the other side, Lainusu, is going to be playing Olympius Olunge Coronaga Bruta, which is a mass mutation 90 Saz deck. It is a bit interesting because it has 21 creatures, 10 of them being mutants. It's got the Vault's Blessing, it's got Mutagenic Serum, so some good mutant synergy there. But it's very low on the Ember control and the creature control. It tries to win by flooding the board, doing a lot of board rush flood. It's got a 26 efficiency, which comes largely from a lot of the logos and also the subject Kirby. It's got a lot going on. It has a great combo here with Subject Kirby and the Fandangle. So if it can pull that off, it can have a pretty big Star Alliance turn. So the creature control, as I mentioned, it's only 4.4. Its creature control is largely going to be Red Alert, and Cyberclone is half of the C, according to the arc here. Red Alert, though, is given just a 1, but Red Alert could be big if he gets it. He can hold it, use his board to reap out as much as possible, and as soon as his board gets wiped, if it ever happens, then use the Red Alert to kind of even the playing field once again. Also, this one has the Cronus with a lot of draw pips. Looks like about 10 draw pips, I think, and 5 of them being in Logos with a triple draw pip Titan Engineer. So a lot of ways to archive with the Cronus. The Causal Loop with the draw pip as well can really just keep going every turn, keep archiving, keep calling your Logos. So definitely a pretty powerful deck, despite the lack of Amber control and the lack of creature control. All of its Amber control here: Pismire, Mutagenesis Researcher, and 2 Titan Engineers. So it is trying to race and build a board in doing so. So it's going to be a good one. This is a best of 3, as I mentioned. So these two players are going to match up. Hopefully we get a good third game, close back and forth. We shall see what's in store for us, though. So we can just get right into the game. And Aurore's going to go first. She won the flip. And so I think if you're going with Aurore going first here, probably going to look to maybe establish a knight. I don't think she's going to go into Logo super quickly if she wants to try to set up the library access. She obviously knows her game plan better than anyone. It's going to be very fluid depending on what she gets in the draw. Lainusu, as we talked about, really just a creature flood deck, and it's really good if Olympius can get 4 Amber on the board whenever they call Star, play the Kirby, play the off-house Fandangle, maybe get an encounter suit on it. Could be very hard to deal with. So, going to be a good one. All right. Set ourselves up a little bit better over here. All right. So, Natural Philosopher, it's obviously, I mentioned it's very famous. It's won a lot of tournaments. I think it's won a Grand Championship. It most recently won an Alliance tournament, actually, in the UK last year. So just a really strong deck on its own right. and she's going to open with a master plan. So what I was looking at with the master plan here, and obviously there's no board yet for Lainusu, but the Kartanu is the creature that can reap, use an artifact controlled by any players if it were your own. I wonder if the master plan could be setting a trap for the Kartanu, or maybe she got it early, so she may not have to do that. So that's not a bad start for Aurore. Lainusu gets the bot booked in. They're both playing really quick here. Aurore's got a Whispering Reliquary and a Sekis. Lainusu's got the Cronus already, so gonna get rolling with the draw pips most likely. There is a Ghost Hawk from top of deck with bot booked in. And, Aurore hasn't played Logos yet. She just played 2 Sanctum cards. That already kind of hints that maybe she's setting up a library access turn, doing a little bit of handcrafting, playing small turns. We'll see. I wonder what's under the master plan, if that could possibly be the library access. I think that might be a little risky, especially if a Kartano hits the board and she can't handle it. But we'll see where she's going. Does give me the sense of some handcrafting going on right here, though. Yeah, and he's already got the causal loop with the Cronus. So I mentioned that draw pip on the causal loop. This is going to archive a lot. I think we might see Aurore have to go into Sanctum here just to kill the Cronus. Otherwise, that's going to get crazy real fast. And she'll go Shadows. Might have a booby trap as well. Bait and switch and a booby trap. Yep. So get rid of the Cronus. Poison Wave. Dodger. So she clears his side of the board. Gets a few amber out of it. Pretty good turn right there as well. Doesn't have to go Logos. So she may have been hanging on to the booby trap that last turn and kind of just went with a smaller Sanctum turn instead. Reclaim by Nature on the master plan, and what was it under the master plan? It was a Cleansing Wave. Okay, so that's a very good card to put under the master plan. I wonder if she could have just used it. I think she would have got an amber out of it last turn, but at least it wasn't anything more important. Cleansing Wave, though, was a good burst. And it's a good thing she removed the Cronus, because there's 3 draw pips in the Untamed coming out. And the Fandangle is not going to survive long. That's to be expected. So we got a couple Knights, a couple in Sanctum. We got the Sigil of Brotherhood. And she's going to bounce back the Niffle Grounds, too. Alright, so she's got the Sanctum set up, and without very much creature control, it's going to be hard to handle, because the Sekis has the armor. A Red Alert here wouldn't do very much. Okay, he uses the Red Alert. Interesting. So they all survive, and pretty much all of Lainusu's creature control that he has left is a Cyberclone. So we'll see if that causes him any troubles, but he does build up a big board here with an encounter suit on the Pismire. So the other thing to note is that Aurore already used her Booby Trap and her Poison Wave, which is also a lot of her creature control. She's got a Twin Bolt and a Relentless Whispers and a Nerve Blast. Other than that, it's just fighting and a Seeker Needle. So we're going to see some big boards, I think, in the next couple turns here. Alright, she's going to go Logos. Wild Wormhole and Champion Tabris. Tight Mechanic to make cheaper keys. Lab work. So the Wormhole is obviously great with the library access. She can't afford to hang on to it for the big library access turn necessarily. And she's got the Time Traveler too, Help from Future Self. Shuffle everything back in. So we got a big turn here, and she's going to use the Sigil as well. Fight down the board. Yeah, and she checks at 7. It's going to be +2 with Pismire, -1 with the Tight Mechanic. I like that. Obviously, you always be checking, but the fights are very important as well. She could have saved the Sigil to use 3 Knights next turn. Very important, though, to get rid of those creatures, especially so Lainusu can't reap out on his side. And I think there was the Kartanu in there as well. So just get rid of that. What's up, Dataforge stream? Thanks for popping in. This is pretty different for the Sloppy Lab. We don't normally do stream games, but Keyforge Team League They've got a nice setup with a lot of featured matches every week, and I'm lucky enough to get one this week. All right, this is game one, Dataforge stream, so it's still very early. I haven't seen the library access yet, but we have seen pretty much all of the creature control. So these creatures are going to be sticking around for a while unless they start fighting. Yeah, so there's the Nifl Grounds that Aurore bounced a couple turns ago. Lainusu's going to fight with the Pismire into Protectrix, get rid of that. Ward it with the Resurgence, bring back the Fandangle. Probably a Ghost Hawk is the other one I'm thinking. Maybe the Cronus. The Cronus is pretty important to get back as well. Yeah, it's going to be the Cronus. Oh, he's got another Ghost Hawk. All right. So he's going to go to check as well. Got the Fandangle out. All right. And that's going to be it. So he had a draw pip on the Fandangle, so it doesn't draw anything extra. Probably doesn't have any other Untamed in his hand. Aurore's going to forge for 7. And I think that is a Stealthster on the Pismire, if I'm not mistaken. It is a Stealthster. So that makes it even harder to get rid of that Pismire. I have a feeling we might see that Pismire the rest of the game. She does have a lot of Amber control. There is some capture in the Sanctum right here. Glorious Few for nothing. Whispering Reliquary to bounce the Niflgrounds back again. I guess she's happy to give him a pip every time he goes into Untamed. And if she can just continue to fight off the Untamed, he's not really gaining value on it. It's clogging up his hand a little bit, taking away a little bit of that efficiency. And we're going to see another fight with Zakeel and a Reap with the Sekis. So she does take Lainusu off check. And he's going to go straight into Logos. Lethalogica, Qmex. Cronus is back. Quixo with a draw. So here comes the archiving with the Cronus. I think he still has the Causal Loop, most likely. There's the Titan Engineer with 3 draws, 3 archives from the Cronus. Yeah, that is a well-protected Pismire. I think Aurore's keys are going to be 8 the rest of the game. Another Titan Engineer, this one with an Amber Pip. He's keeping him on the flanks, not increasing his key cost. And so Aurore's up now. Lainusu is in check at 5 because of the Titan mechanic, but Aurore can pretty easily put another creature on the flank. Probably going to see more fights, though. The Cronus has to go. Probably want to get rid of... I'm thinking the Ghost Hawk with the Dodger. She's going to fight the Pismire. Okay, so the Dodger doesn't take any more damage. She will steal. And the Poison Wave comes back. That's good. The Poison Wave was used earlier, shuffled back in with the help from Future Self. Relentless Whispers to finish off the Cronus. And she's rolling here. She's got another Dodger out, almost on check again, handling Lainusu's board pretty well, handling the Cronus really well. Yeah, so the Dodger fought the elusive Pismire so that it wouldn't take any damage. Could still steal 1, sticks around for another turn even though the Poison Wave came out. So there could be more fights in Shadows next turn. Yeah, Lainusu's behind. So when you have 2 decks that have such low creature control, it will a lot of times come down to who can establish the board first. And Aurore established it first this game. And so she's got the initiative to get all the fights in there. We haven't seen the subject Kirby yet, and I think Lainusu has an extra resurgence. So if he has another resurgence, there's a few lines here. Like, he could hold on to the Fandangle, even though he'd be an Untamed, take back the Fandangle, hold it for a subject Kirby play the turn after. That could let him get a little bit of tempo back. But obviously, you're kind of holding a Fandangle. It feels a little awkward to call Untamed and have a Fandangle and hold it, but I think that could be a pretty good line of play here for him. We haven't seen the library access still. We're on turn 7. Lainusu's in the tank, thinking about what to do here. He's got 8 in archive, so he's got a ton of options. Gonna go Untamed, play the Niffle Grounds. I think we're gonna see a fight from the Pismire for sure. Maybe clear out a Dodger, maybe clear out Zakeel. Okay, so he's going to play the Resurgence first, take back Fandangle and Ghost Hawk. Low Dawn to return Ghost Hawk to the deck. Niffle with a draw. Dark Fairy. I hope he saved an action for the encounter suit, because he probably wants to fight here with... Yeah, he fights and gets rid of the Dodger. Vault's Blessing for a huge burst. What is that one? 1, 2... Only 3, actually, so not huge. For this deck, probably below average. Ends the turn with 11 Amber and 10 in hand. Yeah, I agree. Aurore's in a pretty good spot here. Once the library access comes, I mean, it's going to go wild, I think. Time Traveler, I think, is in discard. Help from Future Self might also be in discard. I think it is. So that might be kind of hard for her to get back around to one of those for a library access turn, but I could be misremembering. This is actually a recorded game, so I can't check the discards easily. Yeah, Lainusu also covered up one of the Titan Engineers. So another option for Aurore is to just get rid of her Titan mechanic and make Lainusu pay 7 for this key. She probably has options to even take him off. I think the bait and switch is back in deck. Could be in hand by now. Dodgers can get a fight in to steal. She definitely wants to reduce the board, though. Gonna go Logos. Let's see if she's got it now. No, she doesn't. Lab work first. Still gonna set things up. I think Lainusu's got to take care of those Sanctums. He's got to take care of at least the one Sekis that's got 3 damage on it. Otherwise, 4 fights in a Sanctum turn could be pretty brutal. Also, the board as it is right now is just waiting for a Cleansing Wave. It's like a Cleansing Wave here would just be absolutely nuts. So she's still just, I think, digging for the library access. Lainusu's going to forge for 7. Alright, so here we go. So he did what we talked about. He played the Resurgence for the Fandangle. There's the Kirby, and he held the Fandangle. I believe, didn't he? There's a survey. Okay, so yeah, he went with the Resurgence to get back to Fandangle. He's got 4 amber, so he's going to have a lot of ready creatures at this point. Yeah, so Data Force Stream, she did have the Cleansing Wave underneath the master plan to start the game, and it got reclaimed. So she didn't get a chance to use it the first time around. But I think it's definitely back around in hand or deck at this point because of the help from Future Self. Aurore commenting she's never seen Kirby Fandangle before. Oh, well, there's a first time for everything. She may not have seen that line. I don't know if there's anything she could have done about it. But it's definitely a good combo. It might have been this deck, actually, Olympia, that I first saw it. Really powerful, especially in a board flood deck like this. I think we're going to see a lot of fights here. The only downside to that combo is that the Kirby's not going to come into play ready. That's, a small price to pay, I think. Alright, so he is going to fight off the Sekis, like we talked about. Let's see what Nell does. Nell could fight off another Sanctum Knight. I think that's probably the way I'd go. Gonna subdue the Dodger, and then kill the Dodger. Okay. Yeah, that's a little overkill. I think I'd have fought off the Zakeel, because 3 Sanctum creatures, she's gonna go back to Sanctum. You want to try to get rid of the damaged creatures, get rid of the Sanctum creatures. She hasn't gone there in a while. There's the Cleansing Wave for 7. Bouncing back to Niffle Grounds. Valen Analyst to gain 1. Raiding Knight. Interestingly, so she might actually take him off check. She's going to kill the Fandangle. Yeah, Fandangle's gone now. Okay. She's way ahead this one now. Lainusu, as we talked about, has almost no amber control. He's got a Pismire. He's got what was it again? His entire amber control is a Pismire, 1 capture on the Mutagenesis Researcher, and then 2 Titan Engineers. So the Titan Engineers are on the board. The Researcher is in the discard. So this is a lot for him to come back from. Aurore's Key's costing 10 at the moment. Cyberclone's going to purge something. We still haven't seen the library access. Like, as soon as the library access goes off, like, she's going to get in check for at least 10 again, and it's probably going to be it. And Lainusu's letting the Logos survive here. Quixo's going to fight off Dexter. Welcome, Aurore, to the chat. This is going to be a familiar game for you. I don't need to recap you. You lived it. Mutagenic Serum finally comes down. He's got a lot of mutants. But Aurore, I don't think we've seen a single miasma yet. So we're probably going to see one here. There's the miasma. If she gets to, I think, 10, I think it's game over. Unless Lainusu redrew the Mutagenesis. 11, I think, is definitely over. So we're going to see a booby trap, probably kill an engineer, which means that she needs even less to get there. Didn't take an engineer, or did she? Oh, hasn't decided yet. Yeah, okay, so engineer and Quixo and a Ghost Hawk, it looks like. She checks at 8. Both engineers gone, so I think it's over unless Lainusu redrew the Mutagenesis Researcher. That's going to be all he could have. And the miasmas give her all the tempo now. She's so close to, being getting the third key and like being inevitable with 10 or 11 amber. So it's going to be a matter of time this game. I don't think there's anything else Lainusu can do here. He must have the researcher because he's thinking. Yeah, I can see why you like this game, Aurore. Alright, he's going to take his archives, use the serum. Fight off Naughty. Yeah, he could have it. He could have it here. Getting rid of the shadows is one way to, keep your outs alive. Probably has some draw pips at least, trying to figure out how to maximize them. Could be digging for the researcher too. Yeah, this was a strongly played game by Aurore with all the fights, keeping Cronus off the board, because I bet this deck could really just go insane if the Cronus is allowed to survive for a single turn. We're going to see the Fandangle combo again, but I don't think it's going to do anything. He's really still just trying to draw for the researcher. Okay, Cartanu, that's interesting. I subdue. And that's it. He doesn't have it. So he never found the researcher. That's game. So Aurore takes game 1. And we're going to go straight into the rematch. Alright, so no library access that game, and Aurore won anyway. Pretty strong win for Bazzi. Yeah, what else can you say? Doesn't even need the library access to win, too. So it's not just one of those one-trick ponies by any means. Very well played game, Aurore. Lainusu's going to choose to go first. Game 2. Let's see some library access fun this time. Alright, so Lainusu's going to start with the Fish and Bloom. That's huge with the Cronus and the triple draw pip Titan Engineer. That's what a good card that is here. Going to have a bunch of knights out early. That's a great start in a matchup like this. A great start with 3 knights. And Lainusu's just going to go Armory Officer Nell and subdue Champion Tabris. Just 2 cards played there. Poison Wave, Miasma, Relentless Whispers. Check already on turn 2 for Aurore. Wow. And Lainusu's got no board. I wonder if he had a really awkward hand there. I didn't notice if he had mulliganed or not, but just playing 2 cards that last turn with no efficiency with them is a little tough. And she's got the Sanctum board out. This could be trouble already. Alright, so Lainusu's going to Logos. Let's see if he's got his combo. Alright, he's got the Titan Engineer, but he did not have the Cronus yet. But that's a draw 6. Sheesh. And another Logos creature will take Aurore off check. I'm sure we'll see that. Yep, Quixo with a draw. Man, so many draws in here. Causal Loop. I mean, if he had the Cronus with... That's 5 draw pips already this turn. Actually, 8 if you count the Fish and Bloom. He'd have like a massive archive already. But he doesn't have the Cronus yet. Another Titan Engineer. Alright, so he's going to end the turn with 7 in hand and a mutagenic serum. Aurore's going to fight this down. Looks like she's got the Whispering Reliquary, which is actually really good for the Fish and Bloom. Couple fights. Get rid of the stun from Tabris. Get rid of Bot Bookton. Cleansing Wave for 2, so she checks at 9. Alright. Low Dawn, Niffleape, Fandangle, Ghost Hawk to Reap for 2. Any Pismire? No Pismire. So she's going to Forge for 8 because of the Engineers. So we got the Fandangle threat. She's going straight back to Sanctum. Not wasting any time. The Reliquary back on the Fish and Bloom. Fight off the Fandangle. Now do you Reap out or you fight? You probably want to fight here. She's going to Reap. Reap with Sekis. Reap with Zekil. Thinking about the Raiding Knight. Might fight off Quixo here. Yep, that's what she does. Back to Logos. Yeah, Lainusu's even further behind this game than he was game 1. And I think, I said it in the first game, low C games, it's going to come down to who establishes a board first. And Aurore gained a lot of tempo from having that Sanctum board. She's got the library access now. Wild Wormhole into a lab work. We're going to see this go off here, I think. This is going to be a massive burst. She got a phase shift as well. Time Traveler. See if she can kill the Time Traveler and then Help from Future Self it as well. Valen Analyst. Titan Mechanic. Make the keys cost a little bit cheaper. Seven in hand. Did she find the Twin Bolt? There's the Twin Bolt. Engineer and the Time Traveler, so we're going to see the Help from Future Self. Yep, here it goes. This is what I thought we'd see. There's the Time Traveler for the second time this turn. She's already up to 9. Booby Trap. Oh, what a great phase shift play. The Booby Trap. Another phase shift. Yeah, this is going to be it for Lainusu, I think. I don't know if he's going to actually sit through the rest of this turn. Another Wormhole, which is going to get the Poison Wave. That's huge. So Lainusu's sitting here. He's got no board. He's got 2 Amber. Aurore's got 13. With a key already. And she's not done. The Sigil. Another Twin Bolt. What's she gonna kill? Probably the Dexter if she has another Logos card in hand. Nope. Tabris and Mechanic because she didn't. So 15 Amber. There's the red alert, but that's not gonna be enough, I don't think. He's gonna check at least. But Aurore's got a 10 card hand, 2 archives. Gonna Forge here, it looks like, for probably for cost. Yeah, gonna Forge for 6. Already got check, so if she gets 2 more Amber, it's definitely over. Nothing he could do to stop it. He might get a key here. Yeah, would have been 4 if not for the red alert. Shadows, let's see if she maybe... Yeah, there's a Miasma. Try not to let him forge a key at all. Master Plan, probably just a throwaway card under it. Yeah, and so she's got 11 now. That's going to be it. 13 with the Steel. That's Bazzy doing Bazzy things, as Aurore says. Lainusu's not going to get a key out of this one. Wow. It's such different games these two games as well. First one, you didn't see the library access at all. You had wide boards both games. A bit of a slower pace, but like not slow in a bad sense. Slow in just that there's a lot of fights happening. Took a lot longer to get there. A lot of keys were taxed, and this game was just, all Aurore from the start. Lainusu's a good sport playing it out. Not going to concede. Oh, he's going to use the master plan for a glorious few. Didn't get anything out of it. Why no miasma? Uh, that would have been good. That would have been a plot twist right there. It wouldn't have made a difference still, but it would have been funny. And that's game. GG's. Nice job, Aurore. That was a convincing game, too. Um, rough matchup, Lainusu says. I think so, too. I mean, it's so hard without the real C. If, any knights come down, they're so sticky. And they're going to really do work in this matchup. So I definitely agree. It's a pretty good matchup for Bazzi. But I love Aurore playing basically two different games. Like two very different game plans, and as things unfolded, pretty interesting to watch. Pretty cool. Yeah, Aurore says pretty hard to lose this matchup. Yeah. I wonder if you tested it at all, Aurore? Let's see what we're looking at here. All right, so let's see if I can pull this up correctly. Staying sloppy here in the lab. Did I get it yet? Yeah, I think we got it. No, why isn't it showing? Do we see this on stream, guys? Nope. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Now we got it figured out. No, you don't test mashups. That's good. That's fair. I like that style. Going straight into it. Pretty clear Bazzi just walks all over it. No key cheats, no disruption. Those are pretty... yeah, so Olympius, looking at it again, no disruption, no key cheats, as you said. No C, no amber control. It is a board flood deck through and through. He chose to bring it for Archon in this team event. It's definitely a good deck. I mean, it's not like, I wouldn't personally play a deck with such low C and low A. Like, those two things are very dangerous. Not my play style, but, Lainusu's, I've seen this deck before. He's had some good success with it. But yeah, it's missing a lot of the versatility that I usually look for in these. So well played to Aurore. Nice job. This is round 2 of the Keyforge Team League. I don't have the standings up. Let's see if I can pull the standings up, actually. I believe this is Group B. C? I'll think of it someday. Group D. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we got Group D here. That was round 2. Anti-Alliance Alliance versus Emberstorm. Aurore wins that one. The other two are being streamed this week. I don't know if they've already been streamed or not, actually. But Emberstorm was 2-1 in week 1. Anti-Alliance Alliance was 3-0, so this is actually their first loss. Well done for that one. So Lainusu, Aldrin Honor, and Riku all won their first games over Val's Rebel Scum. Looks like a little bit of infighting. A lot of infighting in this tournament. These are all teammates over at the Swindle, and then there's Group A. We got the Sloppy Lab fighting it out, and ABR as well. So like lots of teams inadvertently paired up in this event. But still very early. There are, what is it, 5 rounds in this. We're only in round 2, so a lot of time left. All right, well, I'm glad you guys joined. Thanks all for coming in to watch. I'm going to be streaming another match in a few weeks. I think round 4 is my next one, maybe round 5. Um, inadvertently, right. They say it was an accident. They say they didn't fix it, but at least not tonight. At least we got our match out of the way already. So, Riku's evil plotting. Well, I'm not the judge of that. Thanks, guys. Good game to Aurore and Lainusu. Congrats to Aurore for the win. Convincing win. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us Spot on the Beaker next Wednesday, 9:30, unless I am still on vacation, and maybe not. But we should be there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I got no outro music. Staying sloppy here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.